In recent times, we've seen a large increase in the number of men identifying as women and wanting to be treated as women. This has led to an influx of biological males into women's sport. For example, Leah Thomas, who has broken all sorts of records in women's swimming. We've seen it in weightlifting, we've seen it in cycling, and we've seen it in athletics. Women being edged out by biological males. More seriously, we've even seen cases of male rapists being sent to women's prisons simply because they identify as women. Many prominent women have spoken out against this, people like J.K. Rowling, Kathleen Stock and Sharon Davis, and they have paid the price for speaking out. This is Kelly J. Keene, who campaigns for women's rights, specifically safe spaces, single-sex spaces for women. This is her on a recent trip to New Zealand, and this is how she was treated. While most of the agitators on this occasion were male, to be sure, I want to talk about the number of women who are strongly opposed to people like Kelly J. Keene and J.K. Rowling. They call them TERFs. This is a group of women calling for TERFs to be decapitated. This is women doing this. So do women have a woman problem? It seems they definitely do. This is American swimmer Riley Gaines being harassed by a screeching mob in Los Angeles. Notice how most of the voices are female.
You're dressed like a communist.
These are some female members of parliament who think a woman can have a penis. Unreal. And this is the female executive in charge of the disastrous Budweiser advertising campaign featuring trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney. Classic case of go woke, go broke. On the left, we have the male rapist sent to a woman's prison because he identified as female, and on the right, we have the rapist who didn't go to jail at all because he was regarded as too young. And these are the women who presided over this disastrous situation. This is the Scottish matriarchy that nobody wants to talk about. The truth is, women have always had a woman problem. For example, when the suffragettes were force-fed in prison, it was female warders that held them down while they were force-fed, sometimes by a man, sometimes by a woman. In the 17th century, mostly women were accused of being witches. But what the feminists don't tell you is it was mostly women making the allegations against other women. According to this book by Diane Purkis. Coming more up to date, we still have the problem of infibulation in Africa, where young girls have their genitals cut, sometimes sewn together, in a bizarre, disgusting ritual, which is carried out by, guess what? Women.
There are people who have opposed this bill that cloak themselves in women's rights to make it acceptable, but just as they're transphobic, you will also find that they're deeply misogynist, often homophobic, possibly some of them racist as well.